Hi, subscribers. How are you guys doing? It's your boy AVS. I'm back with you guys. Um, I don't know. I guess I was just feeling some deep emotions this morning. I don't know. But anyways, oh yeah. Also, I wore this shirt today. So if anybody ever was to say anything horrible about me, you remember I told you that comment, you know, about people calling you crazy, including the narcissist. I wore this shirt for all of us. Mess with me, you mess with the whole psych ward. No, actually, I've actually had this shirt for a long time. So I just decided to wear it today while I was doing the videos. But we're gonna jump right back in, ladies and gentlemen, because we can't waste time, because the time that we waste, the time that I'm away from you guys, there's still more narcissists out manipulating people and sending them to their demise. So what we need to do is we're gonna stop that, ladies and gentlemen. This channel ultimately is going to stop that. And what we're going to talk about, ladies and gentlemen, in this video is if narcissists are these great beings, why do they send you through hell when you break up with them? Because they weren't so great after all. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. That is the answer to all of your problems. You know, you guys are like, oh my gosh, but they put me through this, they put me through that. But there is a part or a point in our lives where we actually put the narcissist up on a pedestal. And ladies and gentlemen, it's not that we intentionally tried to do that. It's that these people designed it to be like that. You know what I'm saying? If a person is always putting you down, making you believe that you have low self-esteem, and eventually you started to draw into it, even though it's false, it's a false reality, then what happens is they belittle you so you can pull them up, like boost them up. And then it's when they feel like they're gods over you. And so what happens is they'll play this game the whole entire relationship, but when the relationship is over, they want to go after you so bad. They want to get revenge on you. They want to start the smear campaigns. They want to do all of these things to take you down, stalk you, everything. But you have to ask yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, and come on, we have to be real with ourselves. If I am not that important, why are you following me? I shouldn't even be on your mind. You should have moved on to a bigger and better person, and you should have been on to bigger and better endeavors, and I'm not a part of that. But ladies and gentlemen, it sums it up. They weren't so big after all. They needed you. And what happens is when a relationship ended, you got rid of them and you cut off that narcissistic supply. And that right there drives them wild. That's why I always tell everyone, the narcissist does not love you. The narcissist love what you can do for them. That's all that matters to them at the end of the day. You're literally nothing but a pawn in a bigger game. And in their game, in this game, it's literally them and the devil battling with each other. It's so crazy because I've actually seen, if you pay attention to the narcissistic facial expressions, I'll never forget an ex had this look on their face. And it was scary because it was almost as if this person was afraid of how evil they were. And this was towards the end. This was at the end of the breakup. We had broken up, but they had came to visit. And I'll never forget, they were saying, like, after all the spiritual things, I would, play in the house and say around them and stuff. And I would always think that they weren't taking it in, but they were the whole time, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll never forget, they said something like, this that came out of their mouth. But yeah, perhaps we could work it out. And they looked me dead in the eyes and said, I'm tired of sinning. I said to myself, well, I be damned. So you really were listening to all those things and stuff. Yes, ladies and gentlemen. But the devil rides them, ladies and gentlemen. The devil encourages them. You don't feel good about yourself. Bring out your true self. That's the only way you'll be accepted. And the narcissists have literally let the devil plant this in their head. And they've literally said, okay, this is what it's going to be. And they will risk everything for their false self, ladies and gentlemen, for their false self. Their true self is compressed and hidden in there. Now, if you was to be able to actually bring the true self out of them and see what the true self look like, ladies and gentlemen, it would be something that would break your heart. Because the true self is so depressed and so hurt and feels so left out and so vulnerable and so weak. And I don't feel like I'm good enough. My hair ain't good enough. My skin ain't good enough. The way I talk ain't good enough. The way I walk ain't good enough. Everything I have on me just ain't good enough. And this is the way they feel. Broken in the corner. That broken child that's crying in the corner like their parents just left them. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the way the narcissists feel 24/7. But they suppress that and they bring out the false self, which is supposed to gain all the attention, all the admiration, all of it, but it's really not who they really are. Suppressing that, that's why I say you have to be true to yourself. That song just came to my mind. You know that song that say, be true to yourself and be true to your heart or something like that. I don't know, but that song was just playing in my head. Ladies and gentlemen, the truth will set you free. You know how they say the truth comes to the light, baby. I don't care how much you try to suppress that truth. Truth is truth. And they try to suppress it, and they try to suppress it, and the false self try to hold up, but deep down inside they're miserable. And ladies and gentlemen, you usually see this when they're like under the influence, like if they're maybe like smoking weed, or if they're like drinking like alcohol, or if anything that's going to put them under the influence, something that, because they're using these things to substitute for the real feelings that they have. You get what I'm saying? So it's like they'll try to drink themselves to death, or they'll try to smoke themselves. It's sad. It really is. It's sad because on the outside, you guys see them as, oh, that's just such and such. They just like to drink a lot. No. Oh, that's just such and such. They just like to smoke a lot. But you don't realize they really suppressing all that. They have to do these things to suppress it. But guess what? Ladies and gentlemen, I found out it ain't just those two things. It ain't just under the influence, because it just came back to my mind. There's a friend I got, and I pray that they never come across this video. This friend uses exercising to suppress their mental issues. So if that person is using that, there's others that use food. There's other narcissists that use sex. Like, I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, they use these things to suppress. You have to have something. Because, I mean, the true self is always trying to arise, and the narcissists get so stressed out at always having to suppress it, and then they're having to give you this false persona. And come on, now they have to have something to... And that's the reason why you catch them doing these... I'm going to tell you how you can tell when a narcissist is using something to suppress that feeling of the way they feel and having to hide the true self all the time. It's habitual behavior. When you catch them doing something habitually, that's what they're using to suppress the way they really, really feel. Seriously. I have a narc parent that just like to go out and shop and go out to eat. They don't even know I know that, but I do. Another narc parent will use beers. Let me see what else. Come on. What else? I see. I have to think about these people. They be using stuff. I'm telling you, they be using all kinds of things, and you could tell when they're using it and for that, because it's like it'll seem like it'll be a moment where the narc just seems so vulnerable, almost like they're too nice, and you're like, this just ain't. And they're so nice, but they're just like, instead of talking like with excitement nice, they're just like, yeah. And so, what I was going to do was tomorrow I was going to, go down there and just get everything. Almost as if they were serious for a moment. That's because the reality has hit them, ladies and gentlemen. My video had froze for a second. I'm like, oh my gosh, my video's still on. But ladies and gentlemen, yes, they do this. They do these things, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot lie. I'm telling you, I see these things happen with my own two eyes. You know what I'm saying? That's why, like, it'd be so crazy, because I be telling people, like, y'all keep wondering why my videos keep coming back to back to back to back to back. Ladies and gentlemen, this ain't shit that you can look up and Google about, okay? Because you're going to Google about narcissists, and the only thing they're going to tell you is, yeah, they're going to tell you about the gaslighting. Yeah, they're going to tell you about the smear campaign. Yeah, they're going to... But they ain't going to tell you. What I'm telling you guys is what's real. I have been able to see this with discernment. I have been able to witness this when I've been around it, and the scenarios when they reoccur, it's like my mind, my mind absorbs it and it watches, and that's the power of discernment. You know what I'm saying? We all have it. You guys, for those of you that don't think you have discernment, you do have it. You just have to activate it. That's it. Mine was activated when the first narc came into my life, ladies and gentlemen. And it really wasn't activated all the way. It was activated to where I was able to discern evil people, but it wasn't activated to where I actually really, really knew. And honestly, ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe that God would do this, but I believe that that's the reason why I ran into the second narc, because God was like, I'm going to teach you. I'm not done with you. You think you just left out of this abusive relationship with this person and you think you can just move on. No, you don't really know. I'm going to teach you, my child. See, the devil meant it for bad, but God meant it for good. And ladies and gentlemen, it'd be scenarios like that. Seriously. Y'all will be wondering why certain things happen in your life. It'd be like certain things that happen, like you might have lost your house or lost your car. And you'd be like, oh my God, I lost my car. And don't even realize that God did it for a reason. Maybe you were going to drive in that car and get into a bad car accident. Maybe you lost that house because that house had a curse over it. Ladies and gentlemen, it be curses that people bring upon different things too. They really do. Y'all don't realize that, but they leave auras in your house. You ever been, like, I had to leave out of my first apartment because of that. It got to a point where I was like, I just don't feel right here. All this stuff occurred here. I just don't feel right. And just that feeling of not feeling right is the curse itself, ladies and gentlemen. You keep feeling that feeling. That feeling itself is the issue. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people say, well, I feel like that, but I don't know. No, that feeling is what it is. Your feeling, go rely off of your feelings, ladies and gentlemen, and everything matters. A lot of people don't realize this until they actually smoke marijuana. That's another thing. I was thinking about that when I was just in the shower. When you smoke marijuana, now mind you, we've all experienced it at least once in our life. Some of us haven't, but I mean, I know I have. When I was younger, like 23. And it was very short-lived because I just couldn't handle it. I was seeing so many demons in people. I say, oh no, this is not it. But I would never forget, at that time, it would slow everything down. It was almost to the point where you could hear the clock ticking. And what you guys don't realize is, whenever you're not high anymore, this reality where it seemed like everything is moving fast, everything that you experienced when you were high, and all those subliminal messages that were coming to you, you guys know what I'm talking about. They'd be talking through the music and TV and everything. It'd be subliminal. It's like it's talking about the things, but it seems like it's talking about you, because it do be talking about you guys, ladies and gentlemen. It'd be demons. They be talking about how they plan on destroying you. Demons are on their duty 24/7, ladies and gentlemen. That's why it's very important that we keep God around us, surrounding us, and always, worshiping him and keeping his name around us and doing this, because they're on assignment. So what happened is, when that high is gone and you're back into reality, everything still is moving with the clock ticking like this, except you're not high anymore and everything's just going normal. But everything still matters. That's why I tell you guys, your gut instinct, whatever it tells you, whenever you have that feeling in your gut, something ain't right, ladies and gentlemen, 9 times out of 10, it's not right. Follow your first mind. This is the reason why a lot of ladies end up in relationships with homosexual men. They didn't even know their man was gay the whole entire time. This is the reason why narcissistic relationships occur, okay? This is the reason why parents didn't realize their children, like I was looking at the Jeffrey Dahmer, I can't even watch it because it was just horrible. But this is the reason why a lot of parents, they could have did something about their children, acting very strange and unusual when they was younger. And what did they do? They let their children grow, because they felt it in their spirit. They felt it in their soul, their gut instinct, but they just didn't do anything about it because it wasn't a big problem in the moment. Ladies and gentlemen, we got to start thinking about in the long run and stop always like, in the moment it's not bad, so it ain't going to be. You know what I'm saying? That's like if somebody tell you a tropical storm coming, and a lot of people, they didn't plan for it. I was watching that on the news when Hurricane Ian, I think, or Ian came through. And they told the people to evacuate, leave. Because what's going to happen is it's going to get so bad, it's going to be flood waters. We're not going to be able to save you. And what did these people do? A lot of people ended up staying, and they perished because, the water and the ocean, you have to limit. Warning comes before destruction. Warning comes before destruction. And ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna tell you something else. Well, but come on, because I just lost my train of thought. It was something else. That's why, like, when that, let's talk about my train of thought. That's the reason why, like, when I get something and it's coming to me, it's like I always look to the right, but I can see it, and it's like I just keep trying to take much of it as I can so I can deliver it to you guys. That's the reason why. It was something I was getting ready to tell you guys, and I totally forgot. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's one of those things, like, you know, it's almost like a magic power. Like you can use it so much, but you got to keep it going. You got to fill your reservoir before it run out, or something like that. But anyways, it's like about that warning coming before destruction. It was something about that I wanted to tell you guys, and I cannot think of it. Yeah. Back in the biblical days, ladies and gentlemen, Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay. People love to make it seem, oh, that story was not about homosexuality. And ladies and gentlemen, yes, it was. It was about homosexuality, okay? God he didn't approve of what was going on. He sent the angels down. Told Lot's wife, do not look back. Don't do it. And what did she do? Turn around and look back. It'd be a lot of things. What was that about the Pharaoh and some got flooded, or to let the slaves go and then the sea parted? Ladies and gentlemen, it's amazing. I love reading the biblical stories. I got a book over there. I might need to tap into that today. But I'm telling you guys that it's very important. You know, we got to jump into more videos. So I didn't. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize I had went in that deep. But we definitely got to tap into more videos. This video gonna take forever to upload. But I love you guys. I will see you guys in more videos, okay? And you guys have a wonderful day, all right? I'm out. Bye-bye.